And we'll go on to the next question here from Tempted Fate. And they ask, when is it time to level up my immersion? Currently, they're learning Arabic and have been immersing mostly in news and political content. The general subject was the reason that they wanted to learn the language in the first place. So there's greater ambiguity for them when watching these sorts of things when compared to children's cartoons, but they're fairly comfortable with that ambiguity.
Okay.
They feel, but however, that at around 600 hours of immersion, they might be jumping too quickly from cartoons and anime to higher level content, or that potentially focusing on the subject that they're interested in could come at the cost of not building up other kinds of vocabulary. Should they just stick to what they're doing and consuming the content that they should they stick with consuming content that they understand at least 60% of, and then once they're actually understanding everything, then jump to the bigger things, or continue with the things that are more engaging to them now? Sort of a wordy question.
Generally prioritize engagement over all else.
Yeah.
If you're doing something that is comprehensible but boring, you're not going to stick with it. So it is better to choose something that is less comprehensible but is very engaging. We really want to focus on making sure that you are excited and interested in the things that you are consuming, because that is going to lead to the best outcome. That is going to help you learn the fastest. Even if the content is not perfect for your level of engagement will make it better than another piece of content that you were not engaged in.
Yeah.
So I would say if you want to jump into that content because that is what is actually interesting to you, then do it. Use all the tools that you can to make it as comprehensible as possible. That will help to bridge the gap so that you can consume that content and actually get something out of it. But over time, it's not so much about leveling up your immersion, it's actually about reducing your dependence on the tools to understand. So, maybe you start by looking up tons and tons of words, or looking up entire sentence translations, and then over time you drop sentence translations, and then you drop looking up words at all, or you drop down to looking up only one word per sentence. You're trying to reduce your dependence on these helpers that and force yourself to be a little bit uncomfortable with it. So, yeah, I think what you're doing is totally fine. I would recommend that you continue going with the thing that's actually keeping you engaged.
Yeah, the other thing I'd add in is that you can also mix things up. If you want to do a cartoon a day plus everything else is your desired content, go for it. You can have very different things during your immersion. But then the other thing is that I don't know if you're worried or maybe nervous about missing, what I think you said something in here of coming at the cost of not building up other kinds of vocabulary. Because a very large part of a language is the same in all domains, in all areas. Even in books or stories that feel very specific, right? Like watching something like Star Wars or Harry Potter, a very small portion of those words are actually things like wizard and lightsaber. Most things are still like the, it, him, my friend, oh my god, stuff like that or whatever is almost always going to be the same across domains. But then also the added reason that you started learning this language because you're interested in something specific means that those words are way more important to you, even if they're really rare in the broad scheme of things. That's not how you say it. The grand scheme of things. Because you're learning the language to do something, so you should learn to do that thing, right? That's my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, learn what's important to you.